All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Monday, March 2nd, 2026 Select Board meeting. We'll call the meeting at 6 o'clock. In accordance with the requirements of open meeting law, please be advised that this meeting is being recorded and broadcast live by East Bridgewater Community Access Media, EBCAM. The meeting is available for viewing at EBCAM website, I got it right?
You did.
-cam.org, and will be uploaded to the EBCAM YouTube channel following the meeting. Call the meeting to order. As I said, we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, we've got a few appointments. The first one being the most important appointment. Sorry, Chief. But we want to make a recommendation, recognize a citizen here in East Bridgewater, Catherine Kitty Burns, who had just turned 104, right? 104 years old. Woo! So congratulations. Right? Kitty, would you like to say anything to the people at home or the people in the audience? You want to come on up to the seat?
I don't know about the seat.
All right, that's fine. Whatever's Kitty's comfortable with, you go ahead.
Dave wants you to say something.
Say something. Have you been a resident in East Bridgewater for how many years? How long you been here the whole time? I can't imagine you've been here for 104 years.
At least 20.
20 years. All right, where were you born at, and where did you have most of the time at? What town were from?
She's originally from Brookline.
Okay.
She grew up on the Cabot Estate, if anyone knows that name, in the city of Boston, Brookline. She grew up in Brookline, and then she moved to Sharon. She worked for the town of Sharon as the town nurse.
Oh, okay.
Until she retired.
Great.
And then she spent many years golfing in New Hampshire
to the golf course.
to the
Golf
golf
course.
course. She gave golfing up when she was 95.
Oh, wow.
And she's been with us almost 21 years now.
Okay.
And she's known Susan since Susan was born. She was our neighbor from across the street.
There you go.
So those of you who know Sue from in town.
Yep, we all know Sue, right? From
Yeah.
York. And your husband Dennis was the one that had brought it to our town.
All down.
So we have a citation. So, and you probably can't hear me, but I'm gonna.
Go right over there. Go do it. Charmer.
All right. So we have a certificate of recognition for, and as we celebrate this remarkable milestone, we honor a lifetime of experiences, contributions, and cherished memories that have enriched your family, your friends, and the greater community. Reaching 104 years old, which we all should try to do, that would be a great strive, right? Is extraordinary achievement and a true testament to the strength, resilience, and grace that you are. So congratulations. Absolutely. We'll see you again in 5 years, maybe? 10 years, whatever the case may be. And one more thing.
I think she should come back every year at this point.
Every year, that's okay. Every year. And then you were just telling me that we're looking at a fifth generation.
Is in labor right now.
Oh!
She has a great-great-grandson
Amazing.
that is on his way.
That's
amazing.
Well, congratulations. There you go. Absolutely. Maybe that's the secret, huh?
It is wine and golf.
Wine and golf.
Mine and golf. Noted.
I'm sorry.
How about martinis and knitting?
I'm sure that's close somewhere.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Wine. That's a good idea. Wanted to come up here tonight.
Enjoy the rest of your night.
See you next
Thanks, Sue.
Have one for me.
Tell Dennis I said hello. All right, 6:05, we have a swearing-in ceremony. We're going to ask Chief, if you want to come up? Chief, you want to come on up and bring Andrew with you as well?
Andrew, you want to come up? It's a tough act to follow.
Yeah, I would say so.
Andrew's only 99.
Looks great.
You'll be recognized. So we're here tonight before you, bringing in another new recruit to the department. As I've said in the past, this is kind of exciting moments. To just get into the fire service and grow roots in the town. And so I just want to acknowledge and recognize that in front of the board. So Andrew McElharney comes to us with his paramedic already. He's got some fire experience as well under his belt, so should be a smooth transition and fit into the department. He's actually ready, as we talked, doing his day orientation right now currently, and looking forward to get back on the regular schedule.
Awesome.
And get out
All right.
working.
Well, congratulations and welcome. Want to give us a little background history yourself as well?
Sure. So I grew up not far from here in Easton. Spent many years in my early teenage years at the cinema here in town.
Okay, yeah.
With friends and subsequently dates and things like that.
Sure.
So always, East Bridgewater was always sort of my backyard. I got involved in the fire service almost 5 years ago. When I was living in the town of Marion, they were a call combination department, and really got exposed there. And that experience really kind of molded me into being somebody who's really about community first. They had a really great opportunity to kind of learn about community paramedicine, which was kind of the first of its kind, and had a lot of exposures to some really great mentors down there. So I also did some time in Halifax, a neighboring town, and had also interfaced with, on occasion, some mutual aid calls in East Bridgewater as well. Mm-hmm. So yeah, really excited to get started. I have a lot of energy and love to really be part of the community.
Great. Well, again, we welcome you, Carol.
Yeah. You wouldn't remember, but we've met before at Meggie Hunt's wedding, because I am Maggie's cousin. I recognized you right away, Sarah.
Yes.
I knew the name, and then I was like, oh, it is. So anyway, it's great to have that little bit of personal background of you guys, and welcome to the East Bridgewater Fire Department.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for also choosing East Bridgewater. I think that's huge. I also want to thank your family, because it takes a village to support, our first responders. So, and I think they're sometimes in the shadow and don't get the recognition. So, thank you for the support you have to be able to be here, and we're excited to have you on, get to know you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yep. Couldn't be joining a better.
Not in a professional way. We don't want to get to know them in a professional way.
Oh.
Yeah, no. We don't want to see you any of our
Strictly
houses.
at a how you doing at town tavern kind of way.
Right. Absolutely. Congratulations. Do you have any questions for us or for the select board and themselves? I think you're.
I don't, but I've actually, I got to give that credit to a lot of the existing colleagues on the department.
Okay.
They've been extremely knowledgeable and very supportive during my training thus far. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's been very, very tremendous.
Great. Congratulations again. We appreciate it. Yeah, we got it. There she is.
Katie's
She was
right-
not.
Katie's
Yeah,
right
Katie
there.
was behind. I couldn't see.
I know, I'm sorry.
Come on up. We'll make it real official.
And then I will say the rest in this. Okay? I
Andrew McElharney.
solemnly swear that you will faithfully perform all the duties incumbent upon you as a duly appointed firefighter and paramedic in and for the town of East Bridgewater, and in accordance with the rules and regulations of the East Bridgewater Fire Department, the bylaws of the town of East Bridgewater, and the laws of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and the Constitution of the United States of America, so help you God.
I do.
Okay, we're going to sign this. This makes it official.
And Andrew's wife is here to pin his badge on as well. Gently.
We don't need the paramedics.
They're here just in case.
Perfect.
Looks great.
Congratulations. You want to get a picture with the firefighters that are here, or?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on up, guys. Either we're in the background.
I know.
I don't need to be in the background.
Or we'll just jump in there.
You guys want to get in it?
A retired firefighter get a
Peter Carroll.
And Chief, you're going to stay right at that table for us, if you wouldn't mind. This is a,
I didn't do it, and I'm sorry.
yeah, that's
And
okay.
you're not.
Too late.
Right, absolutely. Listen, we wanted to recognize you for the graduation that you had at the Massachusetts Fire Academy. Great achievement. We've got another recognition of that. But I thought it'd be important for you to kind of just tell us what the hell that is.
Yeah.
What you do.
So the Chief Fire Officers course is kind of an esteemed course that the Fire Academy puts on for new aspiring chiefs, people in that role. It's 14 weeks. I think it was 14. I think we got an extra one just because of the storm at one point in time of intensive training, driving out to Stowe, 8-hour days. There was a big project that was involved in it, presentations and whatnot. So it was a great program. Really learned a lot, and lots of stuff that I could take back here to the town. So made a lot of good connections as well throughout the fire service.
Absolutely, yeah.
It was good.
I knew. I just wanted to hear it from you. And look, it completely amazes me, you know, the job that you're currently doing, and then how you are doing exactly what you said in the interview process. You know, not only bettering yourself, but bettering the force. And there hasn't been an officer. I said I was just with Craig, who's retired now. So I don't know if I take all what he says to heart, but again, somebody that speaks very highly of you, you know, in the office and outside of the office, which is, like I said, somebody coming from the position that he's been in for a long time says a lot. But you've definitely gone way above and beyond what we originally had brought you in for.
Thank you.
It's not going to get you a raise, right? No
Not
raise.
asking for one.
But it is absolutely going to speak bounds on what we were expected and how you surpassed all of that for sure.
Thank you.
We sure made a good choice, didn't we?
absolutely did. Yeah.
No, I think, you know, congratulations on finishing. I'm sure it feels good to have that done.
20% of the work week back. It's a big deal, at least in the office.
I think we saw firsthand last week, you really took point on the storm prep and pulled us all together in a group. And, you know, I really appreciated how you did that. And I think we saw firsthand, you know, not just what you obviously learned, but also your character as a leader for this town. And I really appreciated that. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Yeah, it was an honor. It was quite a storm.
Oof.
John Haynes is the
But
one
it helped
to be
because we
talking
were
to.
all, you know, we had that communication going where it was so easy to just say, hey, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think we would have had that if you hadn't set it up initially. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. I know it's much easier now to be back full time, but you know, you did it. I think it's amazing. And you're a perfect example of, you know, what we talk about consistently, bettering yourself, which is bettering your department. And, you know, to speak to the department members here, your chief is always having you guys right there at the front of the conversation. You guys are really lucky to have an advocate like that, and we're lucky to have you as well, and as well as the entire department in town, especially through the storm. I think we just went through a historic, and everyone just keeps saying record breaking, and it's extremely frustrating. It's like, I don't know if we wanted to break those records. So but thank you so much for all that you continue to do. To Carol's point, last week was a perfect example of your leadership and the character and who you are as an individual. And you know, I do want to shout out your family as well. Like I said, it takes a village. So I know they were out there helping you shovel to your degree.
Yes.
So thank you so much for everything, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it's a team effort, as we know
Yep.
from the calls and getting ready in town and with the department. The men and women in this department are great. They're easy to lead.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited to keep going forward.
Yeah, that's a big part too of it, John. I mean, just the idea of when we do communicate, myself, one of the things I've noticed is it's never about you. It's about these guys that are behind you here all the time, and that
that's true.
you know, that you can't even talk about that. That's, been a point for even this board over the last 5 or 6 years. We talk as a group, not as an individual, and, you can't get anything done if it's not done that way, for sure. I'm gonna ask you to come on, we'll take a picture over here with the citation here. If you don't mind, Rebecca.
Peter, you got a new vest?
I did, I got that for, just broke it out. You can hold this open, yep. Getting on, we'll let,
I'm gonna take two.
yep. Congratulations, buddy. Thank you. Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it.
All right, enough about the
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I'll let you
Gonna have
guys
the
clear
police
out. You
department,
certainly
they're
don't
gonna
want
be
to be
jealous.
sitting around listening to what we've got going on.
Thank you all for
here.
being here.
Favorite thing to do.
Yeah, I know, but you can go home and watch it on TV. How's that sound?
We appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. I'll talk about clearing the room.
Yep. We knew that was
everybody.
Always goes down to none.
Yeah, that's all right. So we have a public hearing, but since
yeah.
it's 6:30.
Yep.
So we might as well start with some action items.
Yeah. Approve the common.
No, we can't do that yet.
Oh.
We have to have the hearing first.
Oh,
that's-
the
yeah,
next one.
that's-
Can we do the next one
Yeah.
though?
Yeah, you
Okay.
do it.
Appoint Stephen Benjamin to the East Bridgewater Arts Council effective February 23rd, 2026 to June 30th, 2029.
Second?
Motion been made in second. Any discussion?
He's actually here.
He is here. Oh, perfect. Come on up. I was gonna say, why is there one guy left in this room? There has to be something going on.
Summoned me and here I am.
That's
Perfect.
That's what we
absolutely.
like to see.
Yep. No, we do appreciate that. Like I said, when somebody decides to join a board or a committee, whatever it may be, it's always wonderful to have them come in and give us a little background. So if you wouldn't mind,
course.
Start with the name and address, and then let's go with what you got going on and what you hope to do and what you hope to accomplish.
Yeah, so my name is Stephen Benjamin, 82 Metzler in East Bridgewater. I have been living here for, I want to say the better part of like 10 or 12 years or so, but I've moved all around Massachusetts. Since my childhood, I've been a big proponent of the arts, being part of the arts, and so I always try to embrace the arts, and so anything that I can do to expand or make it so that the arts are available to anyone is what I try to do.
All right,
So
great.
that's what I'm seeking and what I'm trying to help in my town. So that's what I'm all about.
Right. We appreciate that very much. Do we have, Charlie, do we have vacancies with the council outside of Stephen joining?
Yes,
them?
you can have up to 17.
Oh, really? Oh,
So
wow.
we're,
Oh, okay.
clearly, we've got vacancies.
Okay.
It's, quorum's only a majority of those people appointed, but
Yep.
we have more than enough slots that if someone wanted to join, they'd be very welcome to.
Great. Carol?
Yeah, thank you. The Arts Council is important. I was on it myself many years ago, and it's important. And, you get that money that comes into town, and you guys get to decide who to distribute it to. So we really appreciate your background and your willingness to step up and volunteer. Thank you.
Yeah, first of all, it's such a commitment to join these, like, the town, the different councils in town and different boards in town. And we always say, like, it starts here in town hall. So to have you here, to have you an advocate, to have you donate your time to this is amazing. We need more constituents like yourself to be able to come forward, and being here 10, 12 years, that's amazing to have you here. So it's so nice to meet you. We're looking forward to the work that you do on the council.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We really do. Like I said, it's nice to see some of these vacancies filled, and especially one, as Carol said, that has a lot of meaning to the town and different things that you'll end up finding out and doing for sure. So,
Excellent.
Yep. So that do you have any questions for us or okay?
No,
Perfect.
no,
We
thank
like
you.
that. Right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Make sure you go to the town clerk's office and get sworn in
Yep.
before you
Can do.
go to your first meeting.
I will. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right.
Approve the minutes of the February 2nd, 2026 and February 9th, 2026 select board meetings.
Second?
Motion made in second. Hearing no discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approve but not release the minutes of February 2nd and February 9th select board, 2026 select board executive session meeting.
Second?
Motion made second. discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Approve the request from the Southeastern Regional Service Group to award contracts to the bidders listed under the SERSG DPW Supply IFB for a 12-month period commencing on March 1st, 2026.
Second?
Motion made in second. Discussion, Charlie?
This is an annual contract. We're one of the towns that are part of this larger regional purchasing group, which helps John and his crew there in the sense of they take that load off of them in terms of going out to bid, but it also improves the odds that we'll get better prices because we have a larger group of communities rather than one. I think you have bidders lowering their prices because they want the much larger contract. So it works out very nicely for the town.
Perfect. Any questions from the board? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Approve the request from the school business administrator, John Shea, to donate the following item to the Berwick Boys Foundation, 335 West Street, West Bridgewater, Massachusetts, a 2005 Chevrolet Express Cutaway, VIN number
As
You don't need
printed.
to
As
say that. We
printed.
know it's printed, yeah.
Second?
Perfect.
And I would ask that any vote be contingent upon approval from town council.
Okay.
It's weird. Under Chapter 30B, the procurement law, we're allowed to make donations, not money, but donations of equipment and supplies and such to nonprofits, which Berwick Boys obviously is. The thing is, there's what's called an anti-aid amendment in the Massachusetts Constitution, which says you can't. So the two things are contradictory. But there is a Supreme Court decision a few years ago, which basically they said, we're going to go look at why they put that amendment in the Massachusetts Constitution. It was really an anti-religious amendment, in the sense of you were not supposed to give donations, even supplies and equipment, to religious organizations. And it's very specifically in the debates and everything that were held then. So I have a note into Chris Kenny saying, I think we're okay to do this, but would like to make sure. And so if you can make the vote contingent upon doing that, that would be great.
Hello.
All right, so you want to just amend that to what Charlie just said?
So contingent
And
upon
not-
approval from town council.
Okay, contingent upon
Approval from town
approval
council.
from
Yep.
town council.
Perfect.
Second, the amendment.
Second to the amendment. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Where are we at? 2,
Number 7.
Okay, discussion on job description for non-union positions in the select board office.
Took a little bit longer than I wished it to, partially because of that snowstorm, but you
Yeah, yeah.
have the draft of what you all had requested in
Yep.
terms of job description, list of duties and such for the 3 positions in the select board office.
Perfect. So I think what we'll do is with the okay from the other 2 members, is we'll take this into a meeting again next week. So potentially we'll discuss what we think about the descriptions and anything we'd like to see done, I guess, along those lines. But let's at least get some eyes on it, if that's okay with you guys. I'm going to say by not saying anything. Thank you.
Yes.
Hey, good with you, Kara?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, so we'll pass this over until next meeting, which is next
Charlie's
week.
got like 8 pages.
I know he does, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a lot going on there.
Charlie, you should have done like 0.7 font on one page.
Right.
Get my glasses out.
That's what the other
Point
thing I
7
need
was,
to,
would have taken a few pages.
Right?
Understood.
Oh my goodness.
that's good. All right, yeah, we'll review this, or go over this next meeting, figure out how we want to do that. All right, 8,
Authorize the treasurer collector to sign an exclusive listing agreement and associated documents for the listing of 279 Pine Street with Molly Smith of Coldwell Bank.
Second?
all right, motion made second, discussion?
Sure. So the town had foreclosed on this property a number of months ago. Part of the new foreclosure process that the state has said that we have to do, either we have to retain the property and then give the value of the property to the previous owner, obviously after taxes are paid up, or we sell the property. And a number of months ago, the board had voted to sell the property. Megan Crosby, the treasurer collector, issued a request for quotes from realtors to actually be the broker for us to sell, the seller's agent for the property. We got 2 proposals in. Molly Smith's was the better of the 2 proposals.
Okay.
And so we're asking for the board's okay for Megan to sign off on the agreements necessary for her to list the property.
Okay. Yep, I mean, I think as long as all the boxes were checked, then we should be fine and good to go. I don't have any issue.
Nope.
No? Catherine, you're good? All right. That being said, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great. That's it? That's all you got?
That's all I wrote.
Okay.
Oh, they wrote.
That's all I got.
Still have 5 minutes.
We do have 5 minutes, so
The rest of it done.
if you can get all through that,
Yeah.
town administrator report and everything else?
No, maybe not.
I don't think we can go that far. The one thing I did forget was, and I don't know if I should be saying this, and I should just probably just slip through it. I don't think I asked for open forum.
Asked what?
For open
Open
forum.
forum, yeah.
Is anybody here for open forum?
Oh, no.
Anyone-
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everybody cleared out,
I
so I'm
didn't hear
assuming nobody
anybody
was for there.
complain.
I thought that's why Mr. Sheedy showed up, like to call me out on this. You know?
He's taking notes. You are up for reelection.
That's true, right. He's got some stuff against me, so,
Coming back?
do we try to do that now, or we just?
Sure, well, you just did.
That's it. Anyone here from Open Forum? Anyone want to come up and just talk? Dave, you want anything to say? You're just taking in you had nothing else to do on a Monday night?
I don't have a life anymore.
Nah, yeah. Well, you should have been here every Monday. This is the first time I've seen you in quite a while.
No,
No?
I watch enough.
Do you? Okay. So you're one of the
I
7
thought
people?
our ratings had gone up.
Right. You said he was.
One more household.
Turkeys outside, I bring them in, so.
7 feet.
Okay.
Right,
The
right.
crows.
Okay, so we've done that, so we're checked that box. So I think what we'll do is we're waiting for this public hearing is at 6:30. I'm assuming you guys here for the, okay, perfect. So we got a few minutes, so let me step over to one of my best friends. Lee, what do we got? Anything, any news over there?
No, I have nothing at the moment.
Oh, no events, no nothing? Okay. My second best friend, how's that
This
sound?
week starts the new updated hours.
Oh, that's right,
of
yeah,
the
okay.
Town hall and the COA. So on Mondays, effective tonight, Town hall will be closing at 7.
Okay.
And on Friday, which I believe is the 6th, the Council on Aging will be closing at 12, which it typically does close at 12.
Yep.
But
The employees get to
the
go home.
employees will go home at 12 when it closes, as opposed to 1.
Great. And this has been posted, I've noticed too, a few times, a few different
Yes.
places. Appreciate that, Charlie. Have you had any feedback from anyone?
No, I haven't gotten
pro or con?
anything.
No?
Yeah, we posted all the town buildings, website,
Yep.
Facebook,
I think it's on the sign
town
outside.
sign. Yeah,
Perfect.
but we haven't gotten any.
Okay, good.
We'll find out tonight at 7:05.
Yeah, when it's banging on the door.
7:05.
Why can't I get in there? Okay, great. Okay, so we got 2 minutes before we can move on. Does, Charlie, you got something you can do
Sure,
for?
well, for 2 minutes, okay, the One Stop for Growth.
Yep.
This is the same grant program that we got the money for the sewer system. It's coming up, and the grants don't have to, the applications don't have to be in the June, but it takes some time to put something together, obviously. We're not eligible right now for,
Yep.
however, they don't award the grants on the day after the grants are due, applications are due. So there's actually, depending on what happens in May or what else happens, we may be in compliance by the time they're ready to award grants. And what I've been told is basically, until the grants are awarded, they don't throw anything out.
Okay.
They'll sort of the less criteria is, did you check off this box? That's like the last box they would look at. So I had written to you all, but I've also been in contact with John Haynes to say, is there anything that the town would be interested in applying for? Not probably another sewer system, we're still building this one. But that may be something in our future to do with the downtown area. But other projects related more or less to downtown that might be possible in terms of, there are infrastructure improvements that you can do in downtown areas, but usually what you want to be able to do before then is do the plan that establishes you need those infrastructure improvements. So I'm thinking on that end, instead of the Downtown Initiative Capital Program, that, what's the name of it here? Sorry. That there's a planning aspect for it also. And to see if the town, again, it's not due until June. I won't be doing any work on it in the next 7 days, but something for the board to be thinking about, to see if we'd be interested in applying.
And again, just to reiterate that Charlie, is it's infrastructure only?
Well, no, there'd be a planning grant for downtown, so
Okay.
that you can, I'll read it, strategic documents identifying actionable, project-based opportunities for capital investment and/or growth within a geographically delineated downtown or village center.
Okay.
That can include design and engineering services for construction work and such. So we might be, say, okay, if we wanted to do some transformation of the downtown area, and where I'm talking about is that centered around Union, West Union, North Central,
Yep.
to say, what could we be doing to make that area more attractive to residents and visitors?
Right, right. Yeah, so, because we've heard from a few residents over the last couple of years regarding the beautification of downtown. You know, some of the owners, Bud Morris and Brian Healy, and some people that own buildings down there. And of course, you know, the town having some stake in that area as well with Eastern State or Precision might be a good opportunity for me to talk to John and see if there's some sort of way that we can at least, even a feasibility study fall into that and some.
Well, again, it's a plan, you could do a planning grant.
Right, okay. Well, then, you know.
That'd be great.
I think it wouldn't be a bad idea anyways, because they have reached a couple of times, but, you know, the golden lining to that is always,
Right.
always money.
And
Like
it's,
Tom Cleaners is for sale now,
Yeah.
like there's, you know.
In some areas, yep, for sure. Okay, perfect, appreciate that. Date on that, we'll get back to you on the rest of the stuff. It looks like we are past
yes.
the 6:30 hour, so you guys come on up to the desk here, and then I'm gonna have Catherine read off the public hearing.
The Select Board, acting as the local licensing authority, will hear an application for a common victular license as follows. The Boundless Bean, Elena.
Excuse me, could you get closer to the microphone?
Oh, yeah, yep.
Well, Dan, that mic is only for cable, so it's not,
I can yell, though, I'm good at
she
it.
can yell.
You're screaming.
No, you're good. You're good. Usually I get yelled at for being too loud, so this is really good.
She's got a point.
Okay. The Select Board, acting as the local licensing authority, will hear an application for a common victular license as follows. The Boundless Bean, Elena Hogan, manager, premises 635 Plymouth Street. The public hearing, originally scheduled for Monday, February 23rd, 2026 at 6:30 p.m., has been rescheduled to Monday, March 2nd, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. due to a declared state of emergency and town building closures. The public hearing will be held at the Town Hall, first floor conference room at 175 Central Street, East Bridgewater.
Okay, so now I've opened a public hearing. Why don't you guys give us a little background, who you are, where you're from, and what you got going on?
Yeah, so we have a small coffee shop in Bridgewater right now. Same name, the Boundless Bean.
Yep.
And we're coming up on our 3rd anniversary. And we are a mission-focused coffee shop, so we do all the typical coffee shop type of things, and bagel sandwiches, lattes, espresso beverages. But our mission is to provide fun, motivating, and meaningful employment for individuals with differing abilities. And as part of that, we reserve 25% of a minimum of 25% of our shifts for individuals who would who have had or would likely have difficulty both obtaining and maintaining employment in a traditional work setting with the required reasonable accommodations. So we go a little bit above and beyond with our accommodations and find ways that everybody who wants to work, or everybody who we can provide for, if they want to work, we find a way to make it work.
That's great. Awesome.
We had an opportunity in partnering with the YMCA. We have a coffee trailer and a little coffee cart, and we were parked out there. They were nice enough to let us park out there. For the summer. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll try to speak up.
Hard of hearing.
It's okay.
You're back to me. I can't hear.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I can certainly try to project a little better. So we have a coffee shop in Bridgewater, and we're partnering with the YMCA, or intend to partner with the YMCA, to outfit a small little coffee shop inside the YMCA, where there was a physical therapy office at one point, and we were invited to do that, and so we kind of explored that possibility, and we would like to do that there, and to be able to provide more job opportunities as well as provide a need for connection, and provide some treats and healthy options for the folks, members of the YMCA, as well as others that might want to come from public. So that's why we're here.
Awesome. Yeah. So that was my question was going to be, where is this? And then, because I knew the Y was there, and then you said YMCA, and I saw Dave Sheedy, and I said, okay.
It all comes
It
together.
all wrapped around. I knew there had to be a reason.
He's not just your stalker. Now we know
Right,
he's here.
right. But no, that's fabulous. Great idea. I think it's going to be very successful for sure. And we wish you all the luck in building that business over there. And like I said, it's good to have someone, especially in that area where there's a big crowd, and that the Y's been a big part of the community for many, many years. I'm sure David could tell you just as easily. But,
Yeah.
Carol?
Yeah, great business model. I appreciate that. I have a daughter who's an administrator in a special needs program, so I think that's wonderful. I'll be telling her that she might have potential employer. And I've been to your place in Bridgewater, so welcome to East Bridgewater.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
I love you guys' this place in Bridgewater. It's so awesome. And then you guys have the bucket, right, with the straw. That was like, you guys are like one of the first people to kick that off. I think that as a coffee lover who has probably way too many coffees a day, you guys are awesome. And I also think another thing that I just wanted to say is the atmosphere that you guys have in that coffee shop. It's so like, I think so many times there's not enough light shined on those individuals that have disabilities, that, the patience and kindness just in your store from not only customers but from your guys and your staff is just, it's so admirable and so inspiring to just say, okay, like, you're gonna get it, like, relax. It's just, you guys do such an amazing job, and my best friend Bridget and I, we love going to your shop. It's so calming, and I'm so excited to have you guys at the YMCA in East Bridgewater. Love to see, the growth into our community is amazing, and to have you guys is great. I'm privileged enough in my day job to work, and my boss is a member of the Committee on Children's, Families, and Persons with Disabilities. So we do a lot of work with that, and I'm so grateful to have an advocate in town, like you guys. So thank you guys so much for choosing East Bridgewater, and I'm so excited to see your, your expansion into the town. So, and you have Dave too, so he gets to poke us all the time for you guys.
100%.
Thank you.
So this is a public hearing. Did you guys have a question or a comment?
No, we live across the street, we're neighbors,
To the Y?
and,
Yep.
yeah,
Okay.
just here kind of out of curiosity more than anything.
Okay.
Any place where you can get a good cup of coffee? Yeah, my endorsement.
Right?
Fantastic.
Right?
Right.
And, and the Y is just such a great neighbor. I can't say enough about them.
Yep.
When they built the parking lot in the back, when they expanded their parking, we had some concerns at the time with the original plan, and they couldn't have been more accommodating to what our concerns were. They did everything that we asked them to do, and as far as I'm concerned, it's just they're great neighbors,
Great.
and it's a busy place.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there are just people in and out of there all day long. But from the kids in the summer, sitting outside and listening to the kids, in the pool, screaming, having such a great time,
Yeah.
And having, my oldest granddaughter, she spent years over there. You know, it's just more out of curiosity that we're here to see what the great YMCA is doing now, and I wish you all the luck in the world with what you're doing there, and maybe you'll wander over and try your coffee.
You can get a bucket of coffee.
You had a question?
Which leads to my question.
Sure.
Is this just going to be for the Y and their employees and their attendees, or neighbors, public?
Neighbors can come, so it's open to the public, but the YMCA does require everybody to use ID to check in if they're not a member, because they have to make sure everybody in the building is safe according to the YMCA's rules. So you just have to, you just show your license and then you can walk right in.
Yeah, I had the same question. That's great. All right, well, I'm going to ask to close the public hearing unless anyone else has any questions. Dave, you got anything to say?
Not usually, but
Yeah, right.
But in this case, this has been in the works for probably over a year now to get everything settled down. I believe it's a dream come true.
Good.
Especially for what they do with these young kids, and the kids they're nice. They're all teenagers, little teenagers, some of them, but they are just so nice. They're patient, and they calm you down. If you go in there a little excited, like Catherine said, they calm you down. They just do a tremendous job. I think it's fantastic beginning. I think for East Bridgewater and Rutherford Beach. I just think it's the beginning.
Yeah, I agree. Perfect.
Peter, I don't know if the woman behind David has something.
I think so. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm here for the 7 o'clock town meeting. Am I?
Well, we start
I
at
missed
6, but are you here for something specific in the town meeting, or are you just here to watch the...
For plans?
I think you want the
planning board, yeah.
That's okay.
That's
It's
all right.
upstairs.
Yep.
It's right upstairs.
All right.
I'm
You don't
sorry.
need to sit.
Don't
and
be
listen.
sorry.
You don't need to
Yeah.
It was
listen
great to
us.
see you. We love people stopping in.
Our meetings are more fun than theirs. Just saying.
Hey, you got 18 more minutes. All right, well, again, congratulations, and we wish you all the success, and the neighbors obviously supporting of the business as well, so I think you'll do great. But, all right, yeah, go ahead, yeah.
When are you guys opening officially? What's the date? What's the?
Yeah, so they're doing construction today.
Okay.
They started the build out of our counter space, and then we've got the electricians and plumbers and, going in there. So we're hoping for a day in sometime in April is what we're hoping for. We don't know exactly.
Well, make sure you
when.
send us an invite for the
We
grand
will,
opening.
yeah.
I will love to
We'll be in there for buckets of coffee.
Yes,
So
yes.
We have extra buckets.
Now, because this is in the Y, does that mean there isn't going to be is it all going to be healthy stuff, or are you going to have
We were going to adapt our menu, but we were discouraged. I was like, we'll do cinnamon roll Fridays. And,
Right.
You're like,
and
no,
we're
every
like, yeah. So we are going to adapt our menu for sure,
Good.
but we were discouraged from going 100%
Right.
healthy.
If you're at the gym to work out,
I don't
you
want a
can have that
vegan
stuff.
sausage and cheese sandwich. I want
Yeah.
the whole thing, right?
Makes sense. That's a
I don't
good
want
point.
it plant-based.
Right? Yeah. No? Yeah, you eat the cinnamon bun, then you get on the treadmill, and
Right.
everything's fine.
3 days.
I don't care when you do it, but that is great. But no, congratulations again. All right, I make a motion to close the public hearing. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, so now let's move to the action item number 1, so we can make them.
Okay. Approve the common victular license for 635 Plymouth Street with the outstanding that such approval does not replace or waive any applicable building, fire, and other permits that may be required for the proposed operations.
Second.
All right, motion's been made in second. We've had discussion. Anything else? Charlie, you guys all set? All good, all right.
Everything's in order.
Everything's in order? Perfect. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You're all done.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
That's it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I hope
What's
to
your
see
name?
you over
To the
there.
neighborhood.
What's your name?
Dan.
Thank you very much.
Nice to
We
meet you.
live in,
I'm Tom.
Okay. We're only having a meeting here. No big deal.
There's one down.
You're fine. All right, Charlie, we'll get back to to your report.
See you
Always a
Priorities.
pleasure.
Priorities?
Good. Good. Yeah. Tell Pat I said hi.
Wait, hold on for a second.
Oh, no.
She
Okay.
had some kind of a bug for
Oh, okay.
more than a week.
Oh, okay. Well, tell her I said hello.
I will.
All right. See
Good
you.
to see you, all right. Have a
Bye,
good night.
Dan.
Yep. You good? You got anybody else wants to chat with you real quick?
I
No?
I think we're all set.
Yeah.
I love this.
Oh, this is great. All right.
This is why we need more people at our meeting.
We do need more, yeah. Well, at least people that stay would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you were going to go the priorities on when we discussed the job, is that what you just said?
Well, no, this was a, sorry,
Sorry?
this was a separate, separate
Sent us
matter.
an email
Yeah,
about
separate
this.
topic, yes.
Yes,
Right.
I
from a
respond?
number of weeks ago that we,
Yep.
the board and I had agreed that we needed to get a list of priorities set for 2026.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we needed to try, we were gonna try and get it done last month, but a certain snowflake stopped us, so,
Mm-hmm.
Snowflakes.
snowflakes. And so we're now in March, but that was the list I had sent. If the board wanted to revise it, it's obviously the board's prerogative to do that. But that at least serves as a starting point.
Yes.
Yep, nope. Yeah, I think,
I read the email.
you read the email?
I did.
Well, you did one step further than me, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna go back, though,
Yeah.
now that I have this, I'm actually gonna write it down, and I'm gonna get back to the 2026.
Well, we're gonna see each other next week. anyway.
That's what I'm saying, right. So we got a lot of stuff we can discuss next week. Okay, let's go over that. You're gonna do the same thing. You probably read it, went through it 6 times or something like that.
Of course.
All right.
I'm the newbie.
Perfect,
I have to do it, otherwise I get
absolutely.
She
Short
probably
crayon.
responded, too.
Right, yep.
No, I don't.
Yeah, she has more energy.
The thing is
lot of
I have
time.
to respond after 5. I always forget I have to respond. I had a, whatever. Anyways.
You could be on a break.
And the one after that
Yep.
is to do with the budget. The governor's budget obviously came out now 5-6 weeks ago.
Yep.
There's a number of things that are interested for municipalities. Our big two are school aid, general aid. School aid, the governor had come out with $75 per student.
Yep.
That represents $150,000, which is not a lot
Right.
when you compare it against the size of the school budget here. The MMA is looking to try and get that increased to $150 per pupil. That was what the legislature did, in fact, pass last spring for the year we're in. So that's part one. Part two is on the general aid. I think it's roughly 2%, which is fairly minor in our case. I think maybe $20,000, $30,000 or so. I know the MMA is looking to try and get back to start making a push. It was $351 million.
351 million for
Yes.
351 cities and towns.
Which would be a substantial increase for everybody relatively.
Which isn't $1 million per town.
Right.
It's just
Right.
a number.
Okay.
Yes, it'd be nice.
Would be great.
$1 million goes to Gosnell, and they say, hurrah.
Right.
Yes. But if, I'm having this discussion so that if the board wanted me to, I could contact our legislators and say, hey, we would like to follow up what the MMA has been asking. We need that support, financial support.
Yeah, absolutely.
To make sure that we can in fact provide the services and programs to our residents here in East Bridgewater, school and non-school.
Yep. I'm in favor of that. A lot of work went into that perfect storm report that the MMA did.
Yep.
And, if we could get the UGA increased, that would be, sorry, unrestricted government aid. I didn't mean to slip into MMA speak.
I think that if there's one thing I can say, it would be great, especially with the budget cycle starting. The meetings start now across the Commonwealth about, we had the initial FY27 budget, but having the legislators calling them forward and asking for an update, whether you want to do that before the budget or after, I think is a great thing to have, and just give the updates. I know you guys usually, I think, do that after earmarks, but maybe before to kind of jump on it. And I can say from, both sides and everybody at Beacon Hill, I think it was echoed so much so that municipal aid it needs to be increased. That was the biggest standpoint that everybody on the committee, whether you're, I will say Republican, Democrat, Independent, or good, bad, or indifferent, all agreed that,
good to hear.
it needs to be increased. Our cities and towns, especially with the storm that just came in, I think we recognize just how little our municipal aid has been funded, and there's been serious concerns going forward in our budget. So I think that this is definitely something that's echoed up there, that has continuously been asked in regards to the Chapter 70 funding for schools. And I know this, we're speaking on the town, but just for reference, for school, continuously asked for that formula to be revisited. And there's a new education secretary that has been sworn in. We're hoping that they take that on as a priority to revisit that, because we understand, I think everybody understands just how, we're hurting really at these local cities and towns at the local level for this funding. And I just kind of wanted to ask a question, if I can, about, I understand that we have been denied grants because of non-compliance. Are we continuing to apply for those grants, are you guys, is the town still applying for grants up to this point as we would regularly, or has that been, have we not, because we understand that we're going to get...
In several cases, we haven't. So
okay.
For instance, Pond Street, for instance, where we have that large culvert, I know that John is not... What had happened was, this was several years ago, turned out the price tag for that was significantly more than the grant we got. And we basically said, we cannot take on the difference between the actual cost and the grant cost. So we gave that grant up. The program still exists. I think they've upped the amounts that you can get, but John, for instance, hasn't reapplied. My intention is, depending on the grant program, so for instance, the One Stop for Growth, as an example.
Right.
And then even green communities where the applications will be due in a couple of months, but the awards are not going to be sent out, or the announcement won't be until, let's say, October. And by that point, my hope is one way or the other, we're going to be in compliance.
Yeah,
But
I do think that the best step, and I don't want to speak for all of us, but I would say applying for the grant, as normal, and kind of, I understand that, their denial letters will be coming in, but having a record of those denial letters, because then, if there does come a point in time where we do come into compliance, and just having a record of how much our town has been denied because of the non-compliance is something important to have on record. I always say ask for forgiveness, not permission, so I think that kind of applies to the grant process. So, I don't know what that would look like, but just having those completed and just waiting on the if we do come into compliance, not saying that we will or we won't, obviously that depends on the town and what we decide going forward, but say it does happen, I don't want us to have to then retroactively go and say, well, we didn't apply for those even though we may have been eligible, in the retro, if that makes sense. So.
Nope, I understand what you're saying, yeah, and I think, depending on the grant, I think it's my intention in some cases to do exactly what you're saying.
Okay, perfect.
But what I can also do is encourage department heads that are handling their own grant applications to do the same.
Right, exactly. And, but yeah, I think the biggest point of the discussion in regards to budget is it has been echoed by everyone is on the same line about this, is that, municipal aid needs to be increased, and, these are essential. So, yeah, I just wanted to kind of give that update. I know our legislators would be happy to give that as well, but yeah.
That's good news. Appreciate it. And I also echo what you just said. I mean, I think the more we can apply, the better. Again, it becomes some timing and some manpower and things of that nature, which was going to prohibit you in some areas for sure. But the ones that we have opportunity, I think a perfect one is the One Stop. And we go ahead and continue to do that, and it just if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, like we anticipate, then we've got some more to kind of let everybody know that we haven't given up on what we're trying to achieve, for sure. Great. All right, well, thank you, Charlie. I'll move into board discussions. Carol, you have anything?
Well, we alluded to it earlier with the chief, and I think we probably all feel the same way, that, you just want to thank the town and our first responders and all the employees for everything that they did under, as John Haynes said, conditions he hadn't seen in 30 years on the job.
Right.
And I know that most people I talk to have been really positive about it. Of course, there are other people that, were unhappy with their street conditions or whatever. It's tough. I went out, yesterday with Dale because school was back in session Friday, but he waited and, we went out and kind of drove his route. And the challenge is, some of the streets that he picks up on the side streets, I said to him, how are you going to do this? How are you doing this in the bus? He's like, we'll figure it out.
Right.
So everybody really pulled together, and it was nice to see. And, you said we broke that record. And somebody said to me, well, now people will stop talking about the blizzard of 78. And you know what I said? I said, we will never stop talking about the blizzard of 78, right,
not.
Peter?
Right,
we lived
100%.
through it. You were in Brockton at the time. I was in Brockton at the time.
It's always going to be the worst storm ever.
It will, no matter. The snowfall amounts, no, we don't care.
We didn't have the technology we have.
Everything is different. They didn't pre-treat roads back then. And the warning that we had this time, which made a big difference, right? Blizzard of 78, I'm telling you, I'm always going to talk about it. There was
this
no
was
warning.
child's play compared
There
to
was no
78.
warning. We were at school. I was at West Junior High. They
Listen,
let us
you're
out.
preaching to
They're
the
like, go
choir
home.
over here. You're preaching to the choir. Yeah,
You were stuck on 128 was a parking lot.
Yep. No, definitely.
Anyway, but
Yeah.
no, for our local
But
people,
they
and I
have done it.
know you guys are going to say the same.
Yeah, no, it's definitely true. I mean, like I said, I think the only difference I had seen from what we did past is that that the text thread that was going
That was great.
out there. We met ourselves on 2 or 3 occasions, which I think was helpful as well to get everything out there.
And I think the support of that too for Dr. Williams, so that she had people to turn to and say, I'm trying to make this decision. I wouldn't want to make those kinds of decisions.
And that was what she definitely was what she had said.
That's the worst problem for school superintendents.
Oh.
Yeah.
Go or no go.
Because
Everything else.
somebody's going to be mad at
Right,
you,
yes.
however you decide it.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of different variables that go on with that. You've got the kids that, because the parents have to go to work, they need their
Yep.
kids to go to school.
Yep.
Then they've got the food programs that
Yep.
go on at the school.
So important.
Yeah, and then on the flip side, you've got, and I was telling you, some young drivers that have to get out on that road to get to school. So
Yep.
it's
A lot of
it's
variables.
one of these things. But I think
Walkers.
yeah, she had said that ourselves, Charlie, and of course fire and police and DPW, they communicated on what they thought collectively would be the best move. So yeah, it worked out great. Yeah, definitely. Pancake breakfast
Pancake breakfast, yes.
coming up.
March 22nd. We will have raffles, scratch ticket raffles, raffle table with prizes. We'll have the food. I don't think we'll have the shed, because I don't know that we'll be able to get the shed out.
Down there, yeah,
But
to
we
get
will be
out.
doing a food drive of non-perishable food items, and this is new information, a coloring contest for the kids.
All right.
Where they're going to have a coloring sheet that's going to be distributed through the schools. I talked to Dr. Williams today about this, and every child who brings that sheet colored in, brings it to the shed, or the food drive, will then get a free ticket to the breakfast.
Awesome.
Parents still have to pay. There's a motive
Yeah,
to our
right,
madness
right.
here.
Absolutely.
Just to
Cool.
get some enthusiasm from the kids going on that.
Absolutely.
So, March 22nd.
May,
Pancake breakfast, March 22nd.
Always fun time. Great. Catherine, what do you got? Anything?
I just want to echo the same thing. I think biggest thing for this storm, obviously nothing's perfect, but I think what we did as a town and leadership in this town with department heads, public safety, it was safety first before anything, and I think that it speaks volumes to how we are as a community. Having people are frustrated with plows not coming and all this, but if you were out there in those conditions, in front of my house, I live on a main route, I was seeing plows get stuck, huge dumpster truck plows get stuck, having to be pulled out by others. So I think, thank you to our DPW, our contracted workers, our public safety, the schools, just everybody for really coming together. Obviously, it was not the blizzard of 78.
No, not even close.
God forbid. But it was a blizzard of 26, and I will be talking about it for years to come. But But I just wanted to really just echo same thing. It's just safety was a priority, and granted, everything it wasn't perfect, right? Nothing's perfect, but they did the best they could to maintain the safety of our residents and the safety of our workers in town. So I just wanted to say thank you to them.
Yep. Perfect.
So yeah.
Only got two things. One, I got a text, and then I got reminded when I saw Charlie's the email for the town that went out today on. Oh man, I knew I was going to forget this. Tuesday, the Guns and Hose are doing a charity basketball game.
I think the
10th, I believe it's 10th.
Right.
Yes, you're
Yes.
right. Which is a Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Is that Tuesday? So Tuesday the 10th, which is next week. I think
The,
it was, doors open at 5.
right,
Games
playing
at
the high
6.
school seniors.
Yep. They're going to play the seniors team and playing with some of those guys in a Saturday morning league. You want to see this because it's going to be
It's so funny.
It's going to be comical.
It's so
for
funny.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, some of them are good players. And other ones, I'm
Put
like,
that blood, sweat, and tears
That's
into it too.
That's
It's so
yeah,
funny
always a fun
watching
event.
it. What time did you say it was at?
It's at 6 o'clock, but the doors open at 5, and the game's at 6 at the high school. So they wanted me to do that. I almost forgot all about it. Then I saw your email. And then all I wanted to say is, again, what you had guys said, to reiterate that, but I want to thank Charlie. So Carol and me had talked. She had called me. It was a local business that was, and we've been saying it since the day I got here anyways, that, this board is 100% supportive of local businesses. We strive to try to help them in the process, and it's not just the people that own small businesses, but it's the people that work as themselves individually, your contractors, your plumbers, your electricians, all these guys, that we've done certain things over the course of the last 5 or 6 years with track and whatnot to try to make it an easier process, because it can be very convoluted, very tied down, very slow. I think I've said that once or twice before. But
You don't say it as much as you
I
used
don't.
to. You're getting used to it.
Yeah, I got used to it. Yes, yes. But when there is an opportunity to get together as a group collectively, do something for small business, which we did, and Charlie was a big part of that. Getting the town to have those couple of
You were
hours.
too. You were.
No,
Well, communicating, getting then, and
Very
Catherine
I
getting on the
appreciate the
phone.
three of you being able to
Yeah.
work your schedules to make that meeting happen.
Get on there, yeah, because it was very successful. I didn't.
They had
get
a
on there, but
great
They had a huge
crowd.
day. Yeah.
Dale said he saw it on Facebook. People
Yeah.
were so, and what we're talking about is Town Tavern opening early for
Yep.
the hockey game.
Yep, on the
And I
Sunday.
guess they had a great crowd. And
Huge
people were
crowd.
just really excited.
Yeah.
I saw Dave Barry the other night, and he said people were lined up at 7:45
Yeah.
to get in. They were.
Yeah, I was
they
going to a
were-
buddy's house, and I was driving to Quincy, and I drove by, and it was probably 7:15, 7:20, and there was cars pulling in.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
Right?
Here we go, yeah. But, chanting of USA,
Yeah,
and all this stuff.
yeah,
So
we did a good
It was
thing.
great, yeah, so it worked out good, and I really like to see that, because it's kind of what our agenda's been really about, trying to
Yep.
do that. So thank you, Charlie,
Yeah,
for
thank
putting
you.
that together, the Zoom call and whatnot, so. That's it.
And
So-
I was at a wedding.
You were at a
Texting
wedding,
you
yes,
guys. Hey.
yes. Everybody was somewhere that night, but I don't want to get into all the details of conversations. But we worked out great.
We did.
And I think they really liked it, so. That's it. Good to go. I'm going to read my cheat sheet here so we can get going. We are having an executive session, I'm assuming, because this is sitting on me.
Do I
my
need to read
desk.
the executive session first?
No, I'm going to do that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you'll
No,
have
no,
your
no, no.
chance. You'll have your choice. We changed that
Thank
whole
you
thing.
and good night.
Right.
No.
All right, I make a motion to go into executive session. I move that the Bridgewater Select Board go into executive session for the following reasons: pursuant to Mass General Law 30A, Section 21A2, to conduct strategy sessions in preparation for negotiations with non-union personnel, or to conduct collective bargaining sessions or contract negotiations with non-union personnel, police chief, deputy chief, treasurer, collector, town administrator, assistant town administrator, HR coordinator, and select board administrative assistant, pursuant to Mass General Law 30A, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation. An open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigation position of the public body, and the chair so declares. Firefighters, superior officers, clerical, and patrol officers. Pursuant to Mass General Law 30A, Section 21A9, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation, as the chair determined that the open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the town's litigation position, a matter of involving Commonwealth of Massachusetts versus Town of East Bridgewater, MBTA zoning statute, and the board will not reconvene open session at the end of the executive session, confirmed by me, Peter Spagone. I need a second.
Second,
All
Carol
right.
Julius.
All in favor? Oh,
Aye.
first discussion, not hearing any. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I declare that having an open meeting on collective bargaining, contract negotiations, and litigation may have detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigation position of the select board. Confirmed by me, Peter Spagone. Ask for a roll call. Seeing no discussion. I, Peter Spagone, chair.
Aye, Carol Julius, vice chair.
Hi, Catherine Mullen, clerk.
Good. All set. Thank you all. And, before I go, geez, I almost forgot. So, I think I talked to John Haynes about this. William Trask passed away.
Yes.
Yes, recently.
Young.
And, yeah, young, real young. And he was worked for the union.
Yep.
He was
Teamsters, right?
yeah, Teamsters Union. Did a lot of negotiations with John, mostly with the DPW and whatnot. From knowing it, I knew his brother Andy a little bit better than I knew Billy. But I can tell you that everyone I spoke to held him in great regard. Again, had just retired, maybe.
Yeah, in the last year.
Yeah, and you must have.
And he was 61. Yeah, I mean, he was. I've only went through really one cycle of negotiations with him, but he was always good to work with. Obviously, he's representing the union. We're representing the town, but there was a mutual understanding. We needed to get to an agreement that maybe neither side was going to be thrilled with, but we could walk away and not have an adversarial relationship. And that's always very welcome when you're doing union negotiations.
Yep. And he was a resident of East Bridgewater, graduated from East Bridgewater High School, I think it was 1980. I think I was a freshman, maybe Billy was a senior. And again, like I said, to Charlie's point, he had a job, he did the job, but I think one of the things that stood out, and one of the things that John had said, and some of the other people I spoke to about this was, you could talk to him, and you could, and not just in the professional level, but also on a personal level. So, condolences to his family, and I just want to make a mention of that before we go. So, that being said, that's it. Thanks, Zach. Appreciate it.